Does your crochet project accidentally turn into a weird misshapen rectangle with uneven edges on one side and magically getting wider on the other side? If this is you, no worries. Today I'm going to teach you 2 different ways to keep your crochet projects looking nice and crisp like these. Welcome back to the Lotta Fun Crochet Academy. In the last lesson, we learned how to count your stitches, and now we're going to focus on how to keep your edges very straight. So grab your yarn, grab your crochet hook, also grab your stitch markers if you have them, but if not, no worries. First, I'm going to line up our swatches, that way I can show you what we're striving for. Go ahead and grab your practice swatches too if you have them handy. That way you can compare as we go along. These top 2 are going to be what we're striving for. This one's probably closer to what your project looks like because it uses the turning chain method, which definitely is not a bad one, and I would say is more beginner friendly, especially if you have trouble with your tension. The only thing with this one is sometimes your edges can look a little bit bumpy versus this one, which uses the method of just lifting up on your loop before you start on the next chain. Your edges come out looking a little bit more even. And let me show them closer together, that way you can tell. There we go. And again, sometimes people prefer one look versus the other. I usually use this method, but I'm gonna show you both. But what we're trying to avoid is, see with this one how my row started over here and then slightly started adding more stitches to the side, and how over here I dropped a stitch, making the project being shorter on this side. That's what we're trying to avoid, and I'm going to show you what to look out for. But first I'm going to teach you what to avoid and what mistakes you're probably making or might be making. So one of the things you might be doing is accidentally doing an increase, which is when you put 2 single crochets into the same hole like this. See how it's already starting to pucker out some? This is going to make it longer on this side. Another thing you might be doing is, after you do your turning chain, you might be skipping what is actually your first single crochet to go back into and going into the second one. If you do this, your project's going to end up being shorter on one side versus the other. Another mistake that you might be doing, which I'm going to undo it a little bit just so I can show you, is when you come to the end of your row, let me get here. This should be your last chain, but sometimes people think that this little knot, letting it focus, thing right here is actually a chain. So they might try to go into it, which is really you going into the side of your project. Okay, you can see it a little bit better here. See how I went into the side, which is actually my turning chain from the previous row, versus stopping at my very last chain? If I do that, it's gonna cause my project to again get longer on one side. And that was one of the mistakes I made very early on in my crocheting journey, because I couldn't quite see or understand what was my last chain. But one of the best ways to avoid that is by using a stitch marker. If you use a stitch marker to mark your very last chain on either side, then you're always going to know where to stop. Or if your project's not too long and this is easy enough for you, you could just count back and forth each and every time. This one's only 14 rows, so I would know if I'm 13, then I either skipped a chain, or I'm missing my very last one, or if I accidentally finished the row with 16, I know I messed up somewhere. And it's a lot easier to undo one row versus undoing multiple rows. So that's some things to look out for and why your crochet projects might start to get uneven. Now I'm going to show you on how to make sure you get straight edges with version number 1, which is the one that I've been kind of already teaching y'all, which is utilizing a turning chain. So I'm going to do this project a little bit just so I can show you what I'm talking about. Basically what you're doing is you make sure you count, or you're using your stitch markers and you know, hey, this is my last chain. Not this bubble. Oops, there it focused. Not this bubble right here, which is your previous turning chain. but this right here, this single crochet stitch. So I'm going to go into there, and this is why counting is very useful, so you know that that one's your last one. And I'm going to do my final single crochet for this row, and then in order to turn my work, I'm going to chain 1. I like to physically turn my work and take my crochet hook out because I feel like the edges look a little bit better that way. And you can keep it on and just twist it, but then I feel like sometimes that little twisty part gets in my way. But whatever works better for you, that's just my recommendation. But after you have your turning chain, which is right here, you're going to make sure you're not going into that turning chain, but into your first single crochet. And you do your first single crochet, and then you keep going. So that's how you keep your edges straight while using a turning chain. Again, that's the method I've been teaching y'all early on because it's the most standard of methods. But I'm going to show you a second way that will make your edges a little bit more crisp like this. And let me see if I hold it this way if it's a little easier to see. And not that either one's necessarily better than the other. Again, it just goes back to looks and what you prefer. But I prefer this method, but I will say it's a little bit harder if you're not as consistent / even with your tension. But let me go ahead and show you this method. And just like the other one, I'm going to undo just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. As I'm coming to the end of my row, I know that this is my last single crochet because I used a stitch marker or I counted. I complete that. So instead of doing a turning chain, what you're going to do is you're going to slightly pull up on your yarn to where it's a little bit bigger loop than what you would usually use. Then go ahead and turn your work. Again, I like to take my crochet hook out whenever I'm turning just because I like the way it looks better / my brain likes it better. But again, on this loop that you pulled up slightly, you're just going to go into your first single crochet and continue like normal. Now what this does, and let me add 2 more single crochets, that way it holds a little bit better. But what this is doing essentially is because I gave it more room by lifting up on the loop, that essentially acts as my turning chain without me actually having to chain 1. And this is why I said it's important to have a good understanding / control over your tension. Because for example, if I'm doing that method, but I don't pull up on my loop, instead I just turn my work and go into my first single crochet, then my project is going to start to look like it's going a little bit inward. So see how it's sloping down a little bit? That's because I didn't give it enough room with my loop. And if you pull on the loop too big, so do my this single crochet real quick, and then if I pull my loop too big and do that where I turn around and do my first single crochet, it's gonna look really weird. See, and then you're just gonna have a big loop there. But it takes practice to see what works best for you. But my recommendation is when you're pulling on your loop, is just slightly pull up. See how quick that was? See how little of a pull that was? I'm just slightly pulling up and then turning my work. And I might see this is even a little bit too big than what I would prefer, so I'm just going to lightly pull on it to make it a little bit tighter. And then do my single crochet. Again, both methods work and they work well, so you can't go wrong either way. And honestly, with acrylic yarn and a larger hook like this, you can barely tell the difference between these two. But at least this way you have 2 different methods on how to keep your edges straight. That way you can see what works best for you. And also, that way you can avoid having uneven projects like this one that randomly grow in some places and shrink in others. So now for y'all's homework, what you're gonna do when you're doing your practice swatches today is pick which method you want to focus on, whether it be using turning chains or pulling on your loop slightly, and try to see how straight you can get your edge. We're so close to doing our first real crochet project, and you'll be thanking me that I made y'all take time on learning how to make very nice straight edges instead of just going into straight how to make a project. Great job, you guys. You have completed lesson 6 of our Crochet Academy. I was originally gonna make this a 10-part series with lesson 10 being us actually making our first project together, but y'all are doing so good. I think that this course will actually only end up being 9 lessons instead of 10. So if you see the little completion bar at the bottom change weirdly, that's because I'm revising our lesson plan. But don't worry, you're still getting the same amount of information. I'm just gonna bundle it a little bit differently. In the next lesson, we're gonna learn how to do a slip stitch, so it's probably going to be a little bit shorter, but very useful information, so be sure not to miss that one. But in the meantime, keep crocheting, don't be afraid to make mistakes, and don't forget to have a whole lot of fun while doing it. I'll see y'all in the next lesson.